coming off a wonderful Las Vegas GP, which had the two McLarens disqualified. Ferrari's show of champion or shame in the last Grand Prix in Las Vegas is a very, very interesting one because we had a wonderful time on the track with Max Verstappen showing his dominance and telling everybody he doesn't care. Getting the over 20 seconds win ahead of Norris that was disqualified at 23.5 seconds from George Russell. That alone is massive. That is massive. But going into Qatar and knowing how the season has been is now a win or lose or a decision for McLaren to take. Is either McLaren pitch one driver now or never, because now is the dire time. We have just 2 more races to go and they are back-to-back races, and it's going to be very interesting to see what McLaren does with Lando Norris or Piastri, because now Piastri and Max Verstappen are on the same point, 366, while Lando Norris is on 390 points. So it's going to be interesting to see how McLaren does this. If they still believe they are right by making the 2 drivers race, I think is going to be a very hard one to decide, because if Piastri is leading either the sprint race or the main race, and Norris is like second, they need to decide to give the place to Norris to win, and Piastri rather be second than taking a chance on Piastri winning the race and Norris second, because any mistake they make in this race is going to cost them. It's going to be a very, very funny race because Max Verstappen had won 2 of the 3 Qatar GP that had been held. The first one was held in 2021 with Lewis Hamilton winning, and the second one was held in 2023 with a sprint race. Max Verstappen winning the race in 2023. Oscar won the sprint in 2023. Oscar again won the sprint in 2024. He has won 2 back-to-back sprints, while Max Verstappen has won the race in 2023 and won the race in 2024. So it's a slam dunk between McLaren and Red Bull in Qatar. They are 2 championship protagonist teams, and these 2 teams are going into the last 2 races, especially into Qatar, to decide who wins the Drivers' Championship. And the Qatar race would really determine who wins the championship, because whatever happens in Qatar will not stay in Qatar. Whatever happens in Qatar will let us know where we are going in Abu Dhabi. And if Max Verstappen wins in Qatar, that is an advantage for him to go all in Abu Dhabi, because Red Bull are going all in Abu Dhabi. There's no way they won't go all in. All they need is smell more blood. Now, they've weakened their prey. That's the McLaren in Las Vegas. They need to really tear the prey apart and smell the blood. When Max Verstappen smells the blood in Qatar, it's going to be a done deal, as in total done deal. And I don't know how it's going to be, but it's going to be a very easy one, I think. Because if at the end of the day, they make more mistakes, I mean, McLaren, they are just done. And it's getting more closer for Kimi Antonelli to Lewis Hamilton than it has ever been. I won't care about Ferrari also, because the way it has turned out in the last few races, the engineers, the team does not look as if they care about the drivers, about what is happening. It's just like a show of shame. There's so much exposure in that team that is showing that there's lack of responsibility. Nobody cares what happens, because if there is a teamwork and they all love each other and they are all doing whatever they are doing to make sure the team wins, I think we should see adhesion, not adhesion. What we are seeing in Ferrari presently is a team that is not working together, and it's damning. It's damning, But in Qatar, we are going to see a wonderful race. 16 turns clockwise. A lot of turns enter into each other. We are having turn 8, 9 straight banker into each other. Now we are going into a track in which is going to be hot. Not as hot as last year. I think it was 2023 that we saw Logan Sargent retired on lap 40. It won't be as hot as that, but we are going into a track in which the chicanes, the runoff areas, everything is sharp. The hedges are wedged, properly tire destroyers, and it has been said that it will be a compulsory 2-stop race, because the track temperature and the temperature in Qatar will be massive. It can run people mad. It's going to really tell on the driver's mental strength and also on the car. To see a lot of overtakes also, especially from the pit straight 3 to 4, the fast corners, you're going to see a lot of overtakes, and the wind most times always from the north, so the wind will also show its effect both in qualifying and in the race. Also the sprint race, because this will be the last sprint race of the season. Now we will only be having one practice straight to sprint shootout, to sprint race, qualifying, and going on to the main race on Sunday. So it's going to be a no set, a no bangers twist out. Just set up, go straight, shoot out, race, and race. That's how it's gonna be. So whoever comes mentally ready gets in there, shoot it, and win. We've had Mercedes had a strong pace both in qualifying and in race on this track, but tire management has been an issue. So like I said, two-stop race. So that is it. Then also on weather, Saturday, Sunday is going to be purely dry, about 23 to 27 degrees, no rain, which is what we want to see, and it's going to be clean race. There will be mishaps certainly, but it's going to be a clean race because there's no rain. Yes, the Lusail International Circuit in Qatar, like I said earlier, the first race was 2021, circuit length of 5.419 kilometers, that's about 3.367 miles, and a race length of 308.611 kilometers, that's about 191.762 miles. 57 lap race. Last year we had the pole position in the main qualifying of George Russell. Max Verstappen won the race, Charles Leclerc second, Oscar Piastri third, and fastest lap Lando Norris. So in qualifying, Max Verstappen out-qualified George Russell, but unfortunately his lap time was deleted and it was given back to George Russell because he ran out of line and George Russell started the race ahead of him. Max Verstappen coming storming against everybody to show them he has arrived. But the sprint race on the last lap in 2024, Oscar Piastri got his win because he gave his teammate Lando Norris a win in Brazil. Team orders, he was able to give the place back. Lando Norris came second and George Russell came third. The two Ferraris, fourth and fifth, and Lewis Hamilton sixth. In 2023, Max Verstappen got the pole position, George Russell second, Lewis Hamilton third, and Fernando Alonso fourth, fifth Charles Leclerc, Piastri, like that. But during the race, Lewis Hamilton took his teammate out, I think, on pure pace. And he took himself out. His teammate was able to get back into the race. Unfortunately, he came fourth. If both Lewis Hamilton and his teammate had run the race purely, they could have even won the race. I think it's going to be very interesting what Mercedes can do in this race because they are going to be a strong team also in the race. So it's between Red Bull with one driver, McLaren, and Mercedes. Ferrari are just passing by. They are just passing by because this season they've looked like a passing by team. Let's see what will happen, but I think it's going to be a very interesting one, how the season pans out. Let's see how the drivers and the team are able to cope and put themselves in a position in which there are opportunities for them and they can really maximize those opportunities they have. If you look at Carlos Sainz, he has really put his team up where possibly they deserve. They still have a long way to go. The Williams team this season scoring over 100 points, massive one for them. So it's going to be a very interesting one how this race pans out in Qatar. After the sprint qualifying, we give you a lowdown of what we think will happen. But it's going to be a very interesting one. You don't want to miss it. Catch you guys in Qatar. I love you guys. Bye.